virtues of the holy month of Ramadan. We have the pleasure to have with us over the phone the master teacher, Dr. Abdurrahman Abdallah, therapist. Good afternoon, sir. Hello? Hello? Well, it seems we've lost the line. A short break, and we're going to be back with you. Welcome back to shed light on the virtues of the holy month of Ramadan. We have the pleasure to have with us over the phone now the teacher, master, Dr. Abdurrahman Abdallah, the therapist. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon for you and all the guests and all the followers beginning of Ramadan.
Thank you so much. Happy Ramadan to you and to your family. Well, Dr. Abdallah, what are the virtues of the holy month of Ramadan and the deep meanings of fasting that always makes us feel we are having a better life and a good lifestyle during the holy month of Ramadan?
Okay, the human being, we need to understand and remember that the human being is two things. Human being. Human is our flesh body with all the needs that we have in our bodies. So on the body level, we are like any animal who needs to eat, drink, having sexuality to keep this species to go on, and we need to rest. So this is the human. The part of us is like the animal, and also we have the being, the spirit side, the divine side, the part of us that was there before we came to this body, and when we leave the body, the spirit will keep going on a journey after this life. So we are human beings, body and spirit. For the body, we need to sustain our life through eating, drinking, like any other animal. So through fasting, through that practice, we tame the animal side of us. We tame this need to live through eating, drinking, and having connection to others. And that evokes the spirit realm, strengthens our spirit, and reminds us of our other side of us, which is the spirit that doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to drink, doesn't need to have others, because it is eternal and connected to the divine, to God, Almighty Allah. And when we look deeply, we will find that when the human being is going to fasting, so I can live without having food, having something external, it gives us this kind of power that we are, as human beings, we are above the material world. We have some kind of other sources of living without the need to have material around us, which is a very good training, a very good practice. So after Ramadan, when we have 30 days of that practice, we start to attach less to the material world and remember more the spiritual world, which is giving us power without materialism.
Yes. So what are the bad and the unhealthy habits that we should stop during the month of Ramadan?
One of the most important things, I don't like to go to bed and good, because this is judgment and being judgmental.
I mean the unhealthy habits.
Yes, unhealthy habits. So if we are now remembering together that the Ramadan is about evoking our spiritual side, remembering that we are from divine, So when we go to Ramadan and think all the day about the food and what we are going to eat at Maghrib time, the dawn time, at Maghrib time, and what we will eat and suhoor, and how to keep our mind and our body and our soul busy with others, with other people news, with other people doing things or not doing things. So becoming very busy of others and being busy with food, we are forgetting the true essence of this holy month, which is remembering that we are need to connect and remember the spirit realm that we belong to.
Yes. So, how would the fasting nourish the mind, the body, and the soul?
So fasting, it's like any training. The human being, when we do anything a lot, we starting to build a muscle. So when we go to the gym and we do some weightlifting, after 1 or 2 or 3 days, we feel a lot of pain. But if we continue doing this for a month, we will start to have muscles, and we will not suffer in the gym like the first day. So because we, as human beings, before Ramadan, we are asleep into a lot of habits. A habit to wake up in a certain time, a habit to have coffee or to take cigarettes, or to go to the work in certain time, to sleep in certain time, to whatever. So it's like a habit. It's like we are addicted to some habits. So in Ramadan, all those habits are broken, and we start to go outside the comfort zone. And when we go outside the comfort zone, my dear, we start to build new muscles so I can survive in this life without the need to be addicted to sleep in certain time and wake up in certain time and drink certain things. So I can be more powerful person. So in any condition in life, when I face any challenge, Ramadan is preparing me to face any challenge, to tell me that I have more power, to have more stamina, more strength, more abilities, more than what I think. And the
Yes.
other thing is fasting and not digesting food and for a long time, it clears the mind. We have more clarity in our mind when we stop eating for a long time, for 16 hours, plus or minus, we start to have clarity in our mind because the digestive system is relaxed for 16 hours. Definitely in the first 3 days, we are suffering because we are still in the habit. It's like we used to be addicted to food in certain times, addicted to coffee, addicted to certain habits. So it will take from 1 to 5 days for us to cleanse that addiction, and we will start to have clearer mind, clearer mindset, more serenity, more ability in our soul to accept life and to have like this kind of forgiving, of ability to deal with bad stuff, bad situations with more understanding, with bigger capacity. So when we take that practice seriously, without going and engaged in our habits, we will get a lot of benefits in our soul and mind and spirit.
Yes. So, what are the means of enhancing our inner peace while fasting to raise the level of worship in Ramadan?
The most important thing is silence and meditation and having some time with the self to connect truly to silence from within. So leaving the mobile phone, leaving the connection with others, leaving the gathering, and having in every single day something like 20 minutes of silence, only sitting in a quiet place and just breathe and just quiet body, quiet your mind, and connect to this spiritual realm that is inside all of us. And through that, we will start to have a new relationship with ourselves. You know, the biggest enemy for a human being is the busy mind, being addicted to thinking, being so much trapped in our head. So having always busy about what I will do, what shall I do, whom should I invite, what I am going to eat, all of those things are habitual, and that stops our soul to grow, stops our body to relax. So having a daily time of silence and being away from crowds and being connected to the heart and to the breath. Second, being in a place of remembrance, which is, we call it in Arabic, zikr. Remembrance, which is I remember from whom I came, whom I belong to. I belong actually to this animalistic, materialistic world, or I belong to the divine world, where I really divine, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I'm really connected to a higher spirit, where I'm very protected all the time. I'm very connected to it. So even if I'm not eating and drinking, this spirit is nourishing my soul, nourishing my mind. Even if I'm not doing my habits, this spirit is always there, supporting me, guiding me. So remembering is the second thing. Third thing, which is taking fasting seriously. So I don't run away from fasting. I don't sleep in the morning. No, let me suffer. Let me go consciously and go to the discomfort and go outside the comfort zone and accept the pain of not having food, not having drinks, and being patient with that discomfort. When I'm trained for 30 days to be patient with the discomfort, when things happen in any time in the year, which is not comfortable, like losing a friend, losing a family member, or some economical stresses, or whatever is happening around me, which is discomfort, which is outside my comfort zone, I can be patient. It's painful, but I can face it with patience. So these are the main three things I would like that I share to share with everybody who is really wanting these 3 days to get the highest benefits of this holy month.
Yes, Dr. Abdallah, how could we encourage the act of kindness towards ourselves and others? The holy month of Ramadan is a good opportunity for giving. We give the people, the poor people, we help others to have their meals, their iftar. This act, how would this encourage the person to be a good one?
Usually human beings, when they all face the same challenge at the same time, we start to build something called solidarity. We can feel each other, we can be together, we can feel the pain of each other. So in the holy month, because all humanity who are practicing Islam, who are fasting at that time, which is like 1.2 billion people all over the planet right now are doing the same thing, we start to feel the unity. We are one. We are not separate from each other. So we feel the pain of each other. We are not disconnected. So through that unity, through that connection, we start to practice solidarity, which is the strong in something can share to those who are vulnerable. So who having money, who can share part of the money to those who are vulnerable. Who have food, he can share that food with those who are vulnerable. Who have knowledge, he can share this knowledge to those who are vulnerable. Who have time and resources to give, he is sharing that to those who are vulnerable. So this solidarity, this unity is an amazing thing that can happen when we are all practicing the same thing for 30 days.
Yes. How would also the patience and the self-control that we earn through the fasting improve our moral character?
Exactly. In the beginning, going outside the comfort zone, it's really stressful to our nervous system. And we start to feel irritated the first, second, third day. But with patience, we start by time to feel okay with that stress. And when we start to feel okay with that stress, we start after that to have muscles of patience, muscles of self-control, muscles of having powers that we were not aware of. So, for example, in the beginning of Ramadan, we start to feel like dizzy, like headache, like not feeling well. But after 1 week, those symptoms go away. After 2 weeks, we start to have higher energy, and we start to forget the need for food, and we start to be okay with the tension we could have during the day. So
Yes.
when we are patient with the things that we are not comfortable with, in the beginning it's painful, but after some time we start to gain more inner powers, more
Yes.
inner capacities,
Yes.
more inner peace with whatever happening around us, which used to cause us pain in the beginning, but
Yes.
now we are okay with it.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, teacher, master teacher, Dr. Abdurrahman Abdallah, therapist. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.